Today on this channel, guys, we're going to be checking out the 2018 Mellow Drive. So when I got this Mellow Drive from Mellow, I just got the drive system on its own. I didn't get one of Mellow's boards already attached. So I've attached my own board just so we can try this thing out. Now if we have a look at the drive system, it's got this detachable battery. And the LED lights show that this battery is fully charged. This thing comes with 5 segments, so each 20% of the battery you run down, one of these segments disappear. Over on the right here we have the USB charger, which is pretty cool because it means you can charge your phone or the remote straight off this battery pack. Over on the left we have the power port, and if we have a look at the connector, that's what connects to the board. Now obviously having a detachable battery means you can carry multiple batteries with you. That can really extend the range where you can take this drive. The drive itself feels like it's got a lovely aluminium case, and it looks pretty hard wearing. The trucks, they seem pretty sturdy, and attached to those is a 1000 watt of hub motors. Now these bottom trucks seem pretty sturdy, pretty good, and they say they're ultra light. Now the wheels attached to these trucks are only 80mm, which is pretty small as far as e-skate wheels go these days. The remote that comes with this board is certainly not your average e-skate remote. Let's take a closer look. Now straight off we've got a bunch of riding modes right here, and it's already set to Pro mode. We've also got a thing called Endless mode we're going to take a look at in a bit. It's got some kind of warning light and a connection to the board. Now this remote operates by a sort of tilt mechanism. Certainly interesting, we'll give it a shot. The manual that comes with this board is a little bit thicker than the average e-skate manual, and I think it has to be because this board has a lot more features than the average e-skate. Now one of the big improvements Mellow said they've made in this 2018 model, they say they've made the drive system completely weatherproof, so it shouldn't be a problem riding in the rain with this drive. So I think it's about time I put my helmet on and we try this board out. First up, helmet on. I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea in one of my videos. Now straight away we can see the board light is on, which means we have a connection. We're going to start off in eco mode and then we're going to flip it into pro mode in a little bit. Let's jump on the board and away we go. But wait, we're not going anywhere. So according to the manual of this board, we got to actually kick push before we can engage the throttle. Pretty unique feature there from Mellow boards. So let's give it a shot kick pushing this board. So first impressions, this remote actually feels pretty cool. I kind of like it. I'm not totally convinced about these tiny 18mm wheels on these rough UK roads. Although Mellow did say they'll be coming out with 90mm eventually for this board. Let's turn this thing off to Pro mode. And oh yeah, Pro mode, it's definitely got some go about it. I've got to say this deck I've picked, it's got a nice bounce to it, but that's got nothing to do with Mellow. Now the Mellow Drive comes with its own completely unique feature called Endless Ride, Basically what it means is you just kick up to speed and the drive system maintains it. They describe it a bit like surfing. So let's change this thing right up to endless. Now we're just going to kick push right up to the speed we want and the drive system should maintain it. Let's give it a shot. Seems to be working. I'm going to kick a little bit faster. The board seems to be maintaining speed. I'm not sure this mode's for me, but it is kind of cool. It's like you don't even have to use the remote, it's on. Back up to pro mode. It's more like it. Less effort. Straight out of the factory, these trucks feel pretty carvy, no complaints, don't have to adjust them. Pretty happy with the trucks. The only complaint I've got is with these 18mm hub motors, it's really struggling with the roads in the UK. They're just not smooth enough. Check it out. Ooh, that's rough. But when I do find some smooth tarmac, this board's pretty sweet. I'm starting to enjoy myself. Really getting the hang of this remote. Top speed of this board feels pretty good. I'd say it's competitive with the booster. Now I've been scouting around for a little while now, and the biggest problem is I just can't find any decent hills. I'm gonna have to go find a hill so we can give this board a proper hill test. While we're still searching for that elusive hill around here, I thought I might mention a few things about the Mellow Drive that I forgot to mention earlier. First up, this drive comes with its own app, and it's great when an electric skateboard actually has an app. But one thing I learned from the app is, you gotta ride this thing for 30 kilometers before you unlock Pro Mode. While that might be a great feature for new riders, gives them a bit of safety, for experienced riders it's a little bit annoying. You gotta charge the battery up several times and ride it maybe 6 times before you're ready to go in Pro Mode. Not great. We'll finally find a hill with a steep enough gradient. Now, to be totally fair to Mellow, I've swapped the battery and we've got one with full charge. So let's get this thing down, get the remote on. I seem to be having a bit of a problem getting this second battery paired with the remote. Now it says in the manual to hold down the power until it shows searching mode. There we go, and the remote, it jumps into Pro Mode and then back to flashing. We're back out here and I've finally got this remote pairing to the battery. After watching some Mellow school videos, I realized you gotta press the remote button in for 10 seconds to get it to pair. But we're all paired up and I've got an extremely steep hill. Should be a perfect hill to test this board on. Let's give it a shot. And away we go. Now, I wouldn't say the hill climb is super fast, but this is an extremely steep hill, and we're making it up. Maybe better than the Meepoo, but not quite as good as the GT Bamboo. Okay, so we're heading down this extremely steep hill now, and we're just testing out the brakes. Now I should say this is an extreme hill, and the brakes are working okay. They're pretty smooth. No complaints. I don't know how the regen's doing, but the brakes themselves, working pretty good. One thing I would say about this Mellow Board is it's designed to be safe, and all these safety features, they seem to work pretty well. So to round up, what are we going to say about the 2018 Mellow Drive? First thing, top speed. These hub motors got us all the way up to 23 miles an hour, which is technically faster on the flat than the boosted board or the GT Bamboo. Another thing about these hub motors, they were incredibly silent. I could barely hear them as I was taking it to full speed. Next up, onto the hill climb. The hill climb on this board, for hub motor board, was pretty good. It went up the hill with some good speed and power. Probably more speed and power than you get with the standard Chinese hub motors that you see on the Wagyu or the Meepoo board. But I gotta say, in comparison, compared to some of the belt driven systems like the boosted or the GTX, it didn't quite have the same torque and power. But since it's hub motor board, we're gonna say the performance was pretty damn good. Now on to range. The range we got from this board on a single battery pack was about 7 to 8 kilometers, which is pretty reasonable. And the great thing about this design is you can easily swap in a new battery. But with one of these batteries costing about $350 per pack, you got to question whether it's a great range per dollar spent. About price. Now the price of the Mellow Drive with the front drive system, back trucks, remote charger, basically everything you'd need, is around $2,600. That might seem a little bit steep at about 4 times the price of the next best e-skate drive system. And you gotta ask yourself, is it 4 times better? I gotta say, probably not. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't mind spending $2,600 to get something that's high quality, reliable, and it's actually going to last, then maybe this isn't so expensive at all. The remote of the Mellow Board is a definitely original design. With this sliding control, it was pretty unique and took a little bit of getting used to. The battery life was pretty solid, and was the connection. No problems with the connection on this remote. The only thing I would say is though, connecting this to the board was a little bit complicated. Every time I had to do it, I ended up either consulting the manual or going to the Mellow YouTube videos. But at least they have YouTube videos. Now let's talk a little bit about the quality. And I gotta say, the quality of this Mellow Drive is extremely high. Starting off with this hard-wearing aluminium enclosure that surrounds the battery. And the battery's pretty good too. These LED lights just didn't let me down. Apparently this thing goes through rain and mud just like it wasn't there. Keeps on going. And we've already stated that these hub motors are some of the best we've tested. And the remote it's pretty good too. It all comes with a highly comprehensive manual that covers just about everything you need to know to maintain and use this system. And if you don't like reading manuals, there's also a full set of YouTube videos called the Mellow School.
Hello, I'm Alexis and welcome to Mellow School, where you're going to learn how to use your Mellow better. And on this first episode, you're going to learn how to mount your Mellow Drive.
This thing also comes with a fully comprehensive back-to-base repair guarantee. In a sea of cheap Chinese drive systems, which often do break, we've got to say the Mellow Drive wins the quality first prize. So final words on the Mellow Drive. Well, all in all, this is one of the best, actually the best, e-skate drive system we've ever tested. It's extremely high quality, it's reliable, and these motors, they're pretty powerful. We've only got two major gripes and piece of advice for Mellow. First up, the safety features for an experienced e-skate rider, they're a little bit annoying. Having to ride 20 or 30 kilometers before I can put this board into high speed mode is just downright ridiculous. Make some kind of toggle for experienced riders. Second up, the price. If you reduce the price of this system by about $750, I think your sales might go up exponentially. That said, all in all, this Mellow Drive is an extremely good system, and we fully recommend it.